Jesus or fear of us. But you're very welcome. Sisters, you'll be back there. Don't be bashful. Come on up and pray with us and anyone who wants to. But all these pews are empty. Makes us feel like you don't like us. So my brothers called me up to ask me to preach. We're actually all broken vessels in our family, I tell people. But that's what St. Paul said, the glory of God shines out of poor and broken vessels. So. We're very inspired by all the people and all the priests here, and Bishop Getter is the biggest miracle to see today. He was my classmate and my father. And Bishop Megling very much wanted to be here, but another bishop died where he is, and so he couldn't be here. And the other day, on Tuesday evening, we had another funeral mass. We broke some rules because we needed to do one. My parents were very close to the parish where I am, just about a half hour away. And actually, the same kind of crowd, or even more, came to the Mass. It was a little more lively because the mariachi were playing, you know, that kind of thing. But we're very inspired to be in this center of prayer. It's like a gathering of all the religious families that were part of our life, part of my mother's life. And it's amazing because the people who came to the funeral mass on Tuesday evening, they thought that was it. You couldn't surpass it. And it's because it's like two different worlds. Most of the mass was in Spanish. And I was thinking of St. Martin de Porres. I don't know if you know it, but St. Martin de Porres lived in Peru. But at the same time, he was bilocated and he was living in the Philippines. He was serving people in the Philippines. It was quite I have his relic right with me right now in my pocket, St. Martin de Porres. But the people in the Philippines thought he lived there because he was there serving the people in the Philippines. And at the same time, he was serving the people in Peru. And that's what goes on. My mother touched the lives of so many people. It was like two different worlds. And that's why we had a funeral there in Spanish and now a funeral here in English. So here we are. We just listen to the Word of God. And the Gospel we just heard. By the way, that's why they're in English and Spanish, because we used the same readings the other night. The Gospel we just heard, Jesus was walking on a journey to meet up with two of his disciples. And then he began to help them understand their life and their suffering by explaining to them the meaning of the Scriptures, of the Word of God. And that's really my job and anyone else who preaches. It's to repeat what Jesus did with his help, to help us understand the Word of God in our life. And St. Josemaria, whose relic is over here on the side, is